In this example, I need to find the inverse of the one-to-one function f of x equals 2x divided by the quantity 3x minus 7. As it states this function is a one-to-one function, this means that its inverse will also be a function. So quickly reviewing, here are the steps to find the inverse of a one-to-one function. Step 1 says to replace f of x with y. So instead of f of x, I'm just going to put y. So that gives me y equals 2x all divided by 3x minus 7. Step 1 completed. Step 2 says interchange x and y. So that means wherever you see a y, you're going to put an x, and wherever you see an x, you're going to put a y. So this is going to give me, instead of y, I'm going to have x equals 2 times, instead of this x, I have to put a y. So I'm going to have 2y divided by 3 times. I have to replace this x with y too. So in the denominator, I'm going to get 3y minus 7. So that's step 2 completed. Now in step 3, I need to solve for y. This step is often the longest and the hardest step to complete. To solve this equation for y, notice I have y's in 2 places. I also have a denominator. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides of this equation by the least common denominator. And as I only have one denominator, that is the least common denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides of this equation by 3y minus 7. And on the right, since I'm multiplying it by a fraction, I turn the LCD into a fraction by dividing it by 1. On the left-hand side, I need to distribute in the x, so I have 3y times x, which is just 3xy. Then x times negative 7 is negative 7x equals, on the right-hand sides, my 3y's minus 7 reduce, I just get left with 2y. Now I have y in 2 places. I need to collect them on the same side of the equation, move everything else to the other side. It doesn't matter which side I collect my y's on. I'm going to collect them on the left-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 2y from both sides of this equation. These are going to add up to 0. I'm also going to move my 7x, so I'm going to add 7x to both sides. So negative 7x plus 7x also add up to 0. On the left-hand side, I have unlike terms, can't combine, so I have 3xy minus 2y equals, the only thing left on the right-hand side is 7x. Now, to get y by itself, I have to factor it out of these 2 terms. Factor a y out of a 3xy, it leaves 3x. Factor a y out of a negative 2y, I'm just going to have minus 2 left. So that equals 7x. Now to get the y by itself, all I have to do is divide both sides by 3x minus 2. These are going to reduce, and I'm going to have to write up here, and I'm going to get y equals 7x divided by 3x minus 2. Well, I finally finished step 3. Step 4 is fairly simple. All I'm going to do is replace y with the inverse function symbol, which remember is f raised to the negative 1 exponent of x. So in step 4, I'm going to have f inverse of x equals 7x divided by 3x minus 2. So that is the inverse of this one-to-one function. And one last thing I want to point out, if I'd have collected my y's on the right-hand side here instead of the left, I would have got negative 7x divided by 2 minus 3x. So both of these answers are totally correct. It doesn't matter which one you do. It just depends on which side of the equation you collect your y's.